Okay, so Nissha case study. If you want to know more about other things about Nissha, you can go to v9.16. Alright, in about of the middle of the video, or about maybe six three third 3/5 of the video. Alright, 3/5 of the video, 3/5 of the video. Okay, you should be able to see something about Nissha, but Nissha is talking about the coating in the video. I don't know whether what type of thing is talking about that. So I think over here is talking about films. Alright, Nissha is developing various films products to the market. Alright, as opposed to previously in the Nissha, alright, in v9.16 video, alright, we talk about more on the coating side, alright. So which is talking about all this glossy effect or whatever. So these are all also for the Nissha application, but over here it is more on other things about Nissha applications. And I want to highlight the term such as uniquely cultivated CMF design and injection molding. So the CMF itself is a specialized area of design that focus on color, material, and finish development. Alright, it's a R&D to actually helps you to understand the different color finishing, or it's more on the coating again, or the films, or how to make your handphone, your iPhone, or maybe your products. You see, all these things over here is going through a lot of a CMF design. Alright, so to a more detail, right, if you think about it, a model with a pearlescent finish. A pearlescent is itself is, if you have a maybe I should show you. This is a form of a pearlescent coating. Okay, it gives you a different colors at different portion, so it makes your design more outstanding. As you can see, you see, it's really not a plain color. It has a lot of different colors based on the surroundings that your environment shines on it. So if your surrounding, for example, is a clear blue sky, then you'll shine it as this type of thing with a tinge of purple, dark purple at certain spots. If you think about it, some are lighter purple, some are light, maybe there's a little blue color here and there. So it's trying to, it's more on working on the spectrum of the light, as you can see. So they are trying to actually change how the spectrum of the light hit upon the coating, and then it will so called reflect back a certain colors that is really pleasing to the eye, as you can see. Alright, so these are all the pearlescent applications on that, and this is one way to apply for your finishing. Alright, so just other stuff is that it makes, this is the person who created Xbox finishing, CMF finishing. So she said she mixed and she kind of makes a lot of things. So she worked in terms of processes and finishing on sand die casting metal. Alright, and gain more knowledge on the coatings also. In a more apparent way is that CMF design is used to plan for or to create or to help to create an identity of a certain range of a given brand. So they're trying to create a design in an overall scale to give the brand name, or to give the product itself a brand new way of looking at things. Alright, so this is a form of CMF, color, materials, and finishing. Oh, okay. So it's a short form of that. So therefore, it's a form of meta design where it's a concept also. Meta design is a concept where it not talking about metals, but rather than it's a concept framework that mix social, economy, technical, infrastructure as a one collaborative design. Alright, so it's mixing social, economy, and technical infrastructure to create a design. And yeah, sounds very boring to you, not very engineering, but in the real world, this is the things that is coming out. Alright, so there are more other coatings lah, okay, thin film coating, whatever, I don't talk about it. Alright, and different type of films that you can so-called use. Alright, this type of films is, for example, you have this film over here, and then you have a machine that has this surfaces that maybe you have some flowers, alright, some carvings. Alright, so when you chop this machine, alright, when you have this is the machine with a metal piece of the flower thing that is going on. Alright, and if you were to bring this down, chop, alright, then you will have the shape of the flower coming out. So you indent, Alright, you impress a certain thing onto it to create a certain uh, so-called decorations or whatever. Alright, and this is one way of indentation, alright, embossing in accordance with customer requests, including hairline, carbon processing, spin matte, and holograms, etc. I don't know what the hell is going on really, but at least to a certain near extent, I think it's that meaning. It's more on the stamping, alright, or molding. So this emboss itself is this meaning. So if you indent and then you stamp or whatever, is the yeah. And then vapor depositions, I know that you explain, I guess. Explain a bit lah. So vapor depositions is a Cat 3 method. If you remember the Cat 1, Cat 2, Cat 3 from your stuff, alright, or the surface modifying. This is an additional layer of surface. Cat 3 is under the layer of where you add in layer on top of certain stuff, while the rest is altering the chemical or not altering the chemical. So Cat 3 is just a layer of it. So you have this metal evaporator, is already being evaporated into this form, alright, and then you shoot it out into this chamber. This whole box itself is a chamber, and then you will coat. This is your material. They call it a substrate, or it's just your specimen, okay, or your metal lah. So once you have your metal over here, the vapor will put on top of all this, will coat it on top of your material. Alright, so these are all your deposited metal. So the vapor of a metal will be placed on top to create a layer on top of your materials that you want to coat it with. Alright, so once you coat it already, you dry it or whatever, you fully coat it. Alright, or the rest of the vapor, the metal vapor, you actually be sucked out from some other place. Alright, so then when you open up the chamber, then you can take out the piece. So this is a way of vapor depositions is talking about. So the printing film, I think, is just printing only, nothing else, but you can print the different decorations that the customer wants lah, and that's all. Transfer foil is a machine called the thermal transfer over printing. So your price tag is being printed using thermal transfer. Wow, this is really a nice knowledge. Interesting. So the thermal transfer ribbon, or so these are all the ribbons, not typically ribbons, but they are coiled in this like toilet paper form. So once you apply, you can create this thing, alright, and these are all your foils. You see, these are all your ribbons, like toilet paper like that. So once you hit it, alright, so what are the applications? Everything is the price tag only. Let me see. This thing also is also called a thermal transfer printing. Alright, so you have all this shape, so you print a certain coating layer on top. Alright, and you eventually, it's a plastic layer lah. Alright, if you normally your plastic biscuit, alright, normally if you have a biscuit, for example, you have this type of biscuit, alright, this plastic bag, alright, if you were to actually peel out this piece of outer layer, right, this piece of outer layer is just the mini, and then their own type of design, right? So this is one way to actually thermal transfer it onto the surface, alright, the plastic print. So it's a transfer foil, thermal transfer foil. That's what's the meaning of that. Okay. To also take note of like key features, alright, like reproducibility of certain color in steady, alright, because sometimes the color may be spilled. Alright, maybe still some part may be a bit more red color, some part may be small lighter red color, you know. You don't want to have that. You want to be consistent and steady. Alright, and yeah, which normally white and yellow colors, which are very difficult to reproduce in anodization, because anodization, if you remember, is the form of electroplating. You have this container, alright, you have this solution, this is the specimen you want to coat, this is some other materials you want to transfer something. So itself has certain oxygen, right? So the oxygen, due to reaction with the chemical, the oxygen may come out, alright, and then transfer it onto and stick it onto the material and have a certain chemical reaction, and you created a coating. So this is a form of anodizing, alright, or electroplating. I don't know whether are they the same thing or not, but anyway, they are using the same method of coating, alright, to create this. So during this process, right, you can actually cause problems for white and yellow colors, as being shown over here. Use different environmental friendly dry processing method. So they want to dry the casing, alright, dry the films, because you want to print previously we have discussed all along these four methods: indentation, vapor deposition, printing, and transfer foil. These are all using heating and whatever. So it may actually require certain time to actually dry it or cool it or whatever. Alright, so you may want to or nonetheless, because of this printing, you also want to, because your printing may have certain coloring, so you need to color also. So these are all the coloring, so you need to dry the colors and everything also. So that's why it's a dry processing method. So you tend to use less liquid, alright, waste and space and whatever. So these are all the things that they will do to ensure that their manufacturing process is kept at the minimum. So this is more on the manufacturing process. This is more on the processing methods, alright, or the or the coating way of doing things. And the methods are handled this type, titanium glass and others. Alright, it is also possible to transfer function of hard coat, anti-smudge. Anti-smudge this is a form of smudge. Alright, these are all smudge. So you may smudge, alright. So these are all smudge when you wash your clothes, and then sometimes the yellow color may smudge on your black color or whatever. So these are all smudge. So they prevent this type of thing from happening. Antibacterial, alright, besides the decorations, because sometimes you have to use it for kids or whatever. So you have to ensure that the coating are all good. And also anti-odor, I believe. Alright, these are all the little stuff that you want to take note of in terms of manufacturing. Take note, all of what we are talking about is a transfer to the metal, Nissha in metal. So you are trying to coat the metal. Alright, so this is a more in-depth case study onto Nissha, other than v9.16. Alright, where we also talk about Nissha at the 3/5 of the video. Alright, v9.16. So I think this is it, and this is the last page of our everything, and this is it. So in the next video we'll do a tutorial. See you there.